Hi, thanks for joining us. My name is Mark Forster. I'm from Comscare, part of the Ingram Micro Group. So we've got Wayne Sutcliffe with us, who went to VMworld as part of VMware. We've got Amar Jandu, who went to Microsoft Ignite. And we've got Dan Maynard, who was at the Cisco Partner Summit over in Vegas. There's usually a small number of takeaways that the vendors look for from these. So somebody's not attended the event, somebody's not attended the conference and have turned around to you over a glass of Vimto and they're saying, right, give us the 3 takeaways in a couple of minutes around what I needed to know or what I missed by not being there. What does the vendor really want me to know? So we'll start with Microsoft.
Sure.
What do they really want you to know?
So I'll say 2 things. Now Microsoft they've coined this term called tech intensity. Now what that means is, in Microsoft speak, is essentially the ability for an organization to adopt new technologies while also increasing their digital capability.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the key takeaways in this space is, from Microsoft is basically to help customers increase their tech intensity. And I could definitely see from the new technologies and the evolution of some of their products that they've showcased within the conference. I could definitely see how that is working towards that goal of helping customers and increase their tech intensity. The other thing, one of the other key takeaways that really jumped out during the conference was what Microsoft talks about, bringing power back to the citizen developer. Now, we talked on that a bit earlier about how Microsoft are really listening to the developer community to help improve and help improve the service and the products. So and also helping make people's lives easier, their customers' lives easier, the development community's life easier through the power of codeless solutions. Like I said, applications that even you and I, who don't have any development experience.
I like the way you've done that down for me there. That even you could use, Mark. Cheers for that, mate.
Even you and I, who I'm not a big developer, dabbled, but we could go and create our own applications for Ingram Micro and Comscare, for the benefit of the business, and also power back to citizen developers. So listening to the community and seeing what are the pain points of where are areas that we can improve in. That was one of the key focus of the entire conference, that those 2 areas, tech intensity and bringing power back to the citizen developer.
Beautifully put. Over to Cisco. Helicopter view of the key takeaways from Cisco.
Yeah, I think I guess the phraseology at the time was for partners to own your edge was the phraseology used by the Cisco execs in the main. I think the takeaway from that was absolutely around customer experience and customer success. As I said earlier, less around the specific technologies, the specific architectures of Cisco, and absolutely around partners owning their edge into their customer base. And not owning that customer experience of how they consume the technology. It being less around going out and doing a siloed offer around data center, around security, around enterprise networking, around collaboration from an architecture perspective, but absolutely understanding their customers well enough to be able to position a full technology solution to overcome either the business challenges, the business outcomes that customer wants, alongside obviously in terms of making sure that the more you own that customer, there's less competition for you as a partner into that customer. So the portfolio from Cisco allows a partner to be able to go and position the right technology against that customer experience that's needed. Some of the offers that Cisco are putting out there around customer experience specialization, the opportunity that brings for partners in the short to medium term is fantastic. And absolutely, I think it's about making sure that partners start to change their model a little bit around moving away from that traditional sort of hardware buy-sell model to absolutely more around going on that slightly cliched journey, but absolutely going on that digitization journey with their customers and ensuring that the Cisco technologies, particularly with a software focus, are absolutely driven into those customers to ensure that they own those customers for the long term rather than on a sort of deal by deal basis. I think creates great opportunity for us as Ingram. I think
Mhm.
I think with the skill sets and the value that we can bring to some partners who maybe haven't got some of the expertise needed around some of those areas. Absolutely, it's a great opportunity for us as well as our partners in terms of that journey. So, yeah, absolutely, that customer experience. I think the other one, just to quickly shout out, was Cisco historically been very much known as an enterprise vendor in terms of selling into that enterprise space. Over the years, I guess they've dabbled a little bit in terms of the what they class as maybe the SMB space. I think it was great to see that they're absolutely embracing the opportunity that the what they class as the small segment of customers brings to them. Small in terms of the customer sizes within that space, but a massive opportunity in terms of the potential revenue that can flow through from that space. They've brought out a portfolio or renamed a portfolio of products under Cisco Design for Business, really focused around that SMB customer space, and are really starting to have a lot more of a desire and a strategic plan around how they drive the opportunity in that space. Perception is reality at the end of the day, and I think at the moment Cisco is perceived as that enterprise vendor. They absolutely want to change that perception to drive the opportunity into the small space, and I think any partners that have got a fantastic heritage in terms of that SMB space, Cisco absolutely would want to talk to them about how they're doing that, and how that partner can start to help Cisco to drive more of a Cisco opportunity there.
I think, and again, just talking from the partner community, because we're in a fairly fortuitous position whereby we speak to a lot of partners, and they're very open to us around strategy, and that small SMB sort of market is seen as a real strong hunting ground at the minute. When I think small is probably the wrong terminology, because when you start asking them who sits in small, and then these monolithic organisations, but that categorisation of small, I think a lot of partners out there are seeing it as a bit of an untapped resource. So VMworld, what were the kind of over a glass of Vimsol takeaways from VMworld?
So VMworld, as you're walking around VMworld, you're seeing big strap lines of "Make Your Mark," and I think "Make Your Mark" could be interpreted in a number of ways. The way I interpreted it personally whilst there was in relation to Project Tanzu. And Project Tanzu is realistically what they've called the coming together of a number of their acquisitions, which was again Pivotal and Kubernetes, and that's any app on any device in any cloud and pulling that together. And I think that "Make Your Mark" is leverage the tools, leverage the technologies to be disruptive in your market space. It's about getting your applications quickly developed and into the cloud, and creating the automation that you need to have the competitive edge over your competitors ultimately. And I think that's ultimately what we're getting for "Make Your Mark." Another takeaway again was the power of partnering. Again, the need to partner, the need to be innovative, and not one vendor nor one solution provider as the answer to everything that our customers need ultimately. So for me, they were the biggest take-homes.